when it comes to people, just use that area. If I can't pour into you, if you can't pour into me, or we can't pour into each other, you can't be with me. What's up, fam? Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we immediately want you to apply the bits of information into your life. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about today covers the subjects of being and having a balanced life. I need you to say it out loud. Please say valuable information applied equals success. And what we're going to be talking about today is, I know my wife's listening, so I got to be careful. But my girlfriend from back in the 80s, her name was Janet Jackson. And she had this song called Control. And that's what we're going to be calling this episode today. Control, taking back control of the areas in your life that you can control. So we've previously had an episode where we talked about what you couldn't control, but now what we're going to be talking about is what you can control. The things that we can't control, let it go. Please don't stress about it. I mean, there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. But there are many and plenty of areas that you can control. And this is what we need to get in our lives, man, because I'm real big on control the things that you can and let the other stuff go. So if you can control this, take back control. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with the way you treat other people. Please, 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 please. You can't control how people are going to treat you. Absolutely. But you can totally 100% control how you treat people. Whether you holding grudges or whether you letting them go. You get to control that kind of thing. Whether you support other people, understand other people, you absolutely control those things. Man, if you're going to be 80% of the time in your life around other people, why don't you learn how to have healthy relationships with other people? And part of that is doing the areas and the things that you can control. Whether that's supporting other people and understanding other people, talked about that. The actions you have towards other people. So even though people act ugly towards you, that doesn't mean you have to bow down and start acting ugly towards them. Because usually when we say something like, man, that person made me lose my wits, made me lose control. No, that person didn't help us lose control. We allowed that person to have control. And that's where we have to understand. Act back. Absolutely total control of the actions that you have towards other people, because can't nobody make you act no different type of way than the way you want to act. So usually when we let ourselves get in our feelings and our emotions, that's usually when we lose control. And it's time for us to take back control that we have towards others. Your reaction to what people say and do, no control, literally. And that's why that's part about us having control over us being judgmental, us being derogatory, us being petty, us being bitter. Once again, you have absolutely total control when it comes to who you spend time with, because I love saying who you invest time with. Spending time, there's nothing you're going to get back from that. Spending time is just time just being wasted. But when you invest time and choose to invest time in the people that you love, you ought to expect a return on your investment. You can't make nothing happen, but if you're hanging with quality people that you know you deserve to be hanging around, you ought to expect a return on your investment. So you get to decide who you're going to invest your time in, how you spend your time, because time is precious. Money can come and go. Time is just going to go. You ain't getting no more time. So as far as you spend your time, you get to pick how you can control your time. And what we unfortunately will do in the wonderful American way, we will take our time and spend it on trying to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to get to the point where hopefully we will also let our money be making money for us while we're enjoying our fruits of our labor and doing other things that we really want to do. You get to control what you put your energy towards. I'm real big that when it comes to people, just use that area. If I can't pour into you, if you can't pour into me, or we can't pour into each other, you can't be with me. I choose to put my energy into pouring into people, usually young people. I love doing that because I wish they would learn the things that I wish I could have been taught at a young age. I always make sure you got people around you that we're pouring into each other. That's where your friendships come into play. And you guys are helping yourselves be the best that you can possibly be. And that's a beautiful thing. And then you have older people that's pouring into you. And they don't have to necessarily be older, because I can think about how technology is so advanced that I need my 14-year-old, 15-year-old daughter teaching me stuff as a 55-year-old man. So yes, you can have younger people teaching you stuff, but I love the character building traits of the older individuals that are teaching me how to live this life and live it to the fullest. So I get a chance to put my energy into allowing people to pour into me, putting my energy into working out. I'm real big on, man, taking care of that temple, man. Please, please, please take care of that wonderful body you've been blessed with. You get to put energy towards letting that happen, whether it's taking care of your physical, mental, or emotional needs. You have absolutely total control of that. And part of the physical, mental, and emotional needs where you need to have control over is, guess what? I might have to ask for some help. Yeah, pause for a minute. I want to know that dramatic effect on that one. You might have to get to the point where you ask for some help. If I know up front that I don't know everything, I need to reach out to take better care of myself by asking somebody that takes great care of themselves, physically or mentally or emotionally. When you see people in the position of where you wish you could be at, the easiest thing you could possibly do, but sometimes for most people, we make it hard, is to reach out and ask for some help and ask that person, how did you get to where you are in your life today? Living your own personal values. One of the greatest things you can do is sit down and discover what your values are. That's super important. And the difference between values and goals is goals are something that you can put a time frame on. I would highly suggest that when you make your values something that you can live for a lifetime. So I can be attempt to be a great dad for the rest of my life. I can attempt to be a great husband for the rest of my life. I continue to be healthy for the rest of my life. I continue to grow for the rest of my life. I continue to be supportive to the people that I love for the rest of my life. So the values that you have in life are those things that you can do from the time you understand what you want your values to be to the time you take your last breath. Find out what your values are, and then to live by your values. Not to know what they are, not to be able to articulate them to somebody that you come in contact with, but to actually live out your values. You have absolutely total control. One of the greatest things I would tell you to do is to express gratitude. You have control over that. Anytime somebody does something wonderful for you, please tell them thank you. Please tell them how much what they did for you really meant a lot. Whether they cooked you a good meal, whether they washed your clothes, whether they was giving you some advice, whether they gave you some networking, people to network with to help you get further in life. When people help you out, man, please acknowledge the wonderful thing that they did and be grateful for what they did. Please don't take it for granted, because there's a lot of people on this planet, man, they don't know how much they miss out on because they're not grateful for the life that they already live. And that's how you can elevate to another level, is being grateful for where you're at, but always striving to have better. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Learning to love yourself is in your control. One of the greatest commandments ever written in the Bible is to love others as you love yourself. So a great way to know that you really love the people that you say you love is to take care of yourself. Because I can say I want to be a great dad as much as I want to, but if I'm not taking care of myself so I can take care of my babies, much difference. I want to be a great husband, and I want to, until we take our last breath together, I want to be a great husband. But I have to not just know that, I have to love me so I can take care of my baby to help her and us be the best that we can possibly be. So learning to love yourself is something that's totally in your control. Holding on to grudges, holding on to past resentments. Guess who's in control of that, ladies and gentlemen? We had an episode talking about letting it go. And part of that letting it go, and that part that you have control over, is letting go of the resentment and the anger and bitterness and strife that you have with other people. You have absolutely total control. Another thing we have control in is in practicing personal growth. I love being better and better and better and better and better. I want to be absolutely the best that I can be. Now, I'm not dogmatic about it. Now, I'm not, weighing every ounce of, protein that I'm eating. I'm not, making sure I weigh, a certain amount. But the things I can do is personal growth. I can always learn how to make more money. No question in my mind. I can always learn how to love my wife and my kids and the people that I love even better. I can always learn new things about how to be healthier. Always big on that one. Mental health, real big on that. Always understand where are you at. Being present, being in the moment, not worrying about the future, not stressing about the past, but being present. I have control over that, and that's part of my personal growth, is to be able to articulate, this is where I'm at right now in this season, and to be content with it if this is what it is, but to also know I can also grow in this area by doing whatever the steps that I need to make. Personal growth is personal growth with my relationship with Jesus, praying more intently, reading my Bible with more intention, making sure I'm around my brothers and sisters in Christ, and loving people the way they deserve to be loved around the world. That's our number one job, is to love people, love God first, but then love other people and be present. Be open to opportunities. These last couple of months for me have been super phenomenal, man. Just got through teaching at a young boys symposium on May the 18th, I believe. Got a book signing coming up. It'll be past this episode on June the 7th. Super excited about that. And we also have a men's retreat I'm teaching at in July. I think it's 11th through the 14th. So, man, when I say opportunities are coming up, man, it is woo! I am super stoked and are looking for even more opportunities. So I stay open to opportunities that are coming for me to be able to speak into people's lives, to be spoken into, and just to be of service to whoever I can possibly be at. So I'm super grateful for that. But I have to be open to that. I'm a firm believer in this. Don't put no limitations on God or what he wants to do with your life. If you stay open for the opportunities, he will definitely make sure that you use the giftings and the calling that he gave you to use. I have control of being adaptable to change. Change is always going to happen, but I get to control how I adapt to those changes. I might not like the change, but I have the power of how I adapt to that change. I got the power of the actions that I take. I got the power of the reactions I take. I got the power of the mindset that I take. I have control to adapt to change. I get to pick that. So I got to be super cognitive, super in the moment of that happening. I got to make sure that I'm diffusing the voices that I hear. Some people say it's the storyteller. Some people say it's demons, Satan. I can definitely call it all that. Some of the stuff is me, saying stuff to me. I got to be careful of, being too cognitive of what the world is doing, because I'll let those voices saying, I need to have the latest car, the latest house, some more clothes, how much money I should be making. If I'm not careful, I'll let that stuff control me. And we have to be very careful of that, because our pride will kick in, and man, we will just go crazy in letting other things control us that we can control. So diffusing those thoughts, making sure you accept the things that you can, because if it's happening anyway, like just as I'm speaking right now, I'm getting older. As I'm speaking this, every time as I'm talking right now, I'm getting older. Guess what? Accept that. I ain't trying to figure it out. That's life. That's how life goes. Guess what? Be accepting of that. But I have control over taking care of my body and doing the things of that nature. Making sure my mindset is correct. Making sure that I'm in the moment. Making sure that my values are in place, and making sure that I'm committed to take the actions that's needed to have the life that I say I want. Man, we have a lot of control, guys. A lot of control. What I'm asking you to do is, for some people, take back control of your life. Stop giving it to other people, because if you give it to other people, you won't be happy with the results. Take back control of your life. You have all of what you need as much as you put the effort in to get it. Love you guys. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. Please take control of the things you can and let the rest go. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of, I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.